Hi, we're back. Still missing a few people. I don't know why. But welcome back to Fury the Outlands. Um, yeah, holy shit. Yeah, not much else to say after that. Yeah, yeah, I guess I'll just do the couple. Yeah, said fucking English. Jesus Christ. This is a weird ass time we're in right now. I will say that. All right. So, before we get into tonight's episode, as usual, if you want to know what our lives are like outside of the campaign, not necessarily outside of D&D, go over to Spotify and listen to the podcast Guys. We really need to add more to that. That's honestly all I need to say. Children beware. Adults, hide the children, I guess. I don't know.
Hide the children?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. In a
All right. So, yeah, that's kind of the big one because I'm fairly certain Roz is just sitting at the edge of her seat being like, what the fuck happened?
What happened?
Oh, so much. Okay, so small recap. As the party was looking into the further details as to the disappearance of Aevis Sandiri, they encountered the changeling gunslinger Liza, the cultist waste elf Xerath, and the spelltech raider in a cavern below the Lion's Den. Some fighting was had. It was revealed that the spelltech raider was in fact Arakion's old friend Elwyn Murdoch, who was supposedly dead for like the last decade to decade and a half, but was apparently brought back to life and had various amounts of spell tech augmentation implemented into his own body. The only other thing that was revealed was that Elwyn's death was at the behest of none other than the Red Lion Aevis himself. Arakion eventually found Aevis, declared an official duel for the title of Bandlord for the Lions of the Sands, which would incur in the next day. At dawn, they fought. It was fairly quick. It was fairly painful and stressful on my end, I will say that. But much to the party's dismay, Arakion lost the fight and was shot dead. In the material plane, Bigby, Rogue, and Charisse went to Arakion's body in dismay. Elwyn was not anywhere to be seen at the moment, I will clarify that. And Yuri went on some big-ass Optimus Prime monologue at Aevis Sandiri before the Red Lion stepped away. However, in the realm between the material plane and the realm of the dead, Arakion had a conversation with the First Reaper. Arakion assumed that this meant that his time in the material plane was done, but the First Reaper showed that that wouldn't necessarily be the case, as his once friend, now not so much, the cleric Charisse, was attempting to cast a revivify spell upon Arakion's body. In this moment between moments, Zathras had Arakion make a choice to either allow the revivify spell to succeed and to return to the material plane, or to come with the first Reaper to the realm of the dead, knowing that Arakion's initial goal to bring down Aevis Zandiri within the Lions was completed. Arakion, feeling at peace, knowing that his journey was done, eventually decided against completely going to the other side, as he didn't want to leave his friend Bigby alone. And with that, the god of death allowed his wish to be true, and also mentioned that there were others within the material plane, like Elwyn, whose souls had been grotesquely reclaimed to the material plane. And he asked Arakion that if he ever found these people, that if they wished it, to allow their souls to finally know peace and once again be claimed in death. After which, the revivify spell finished. Arakion's vision flooded with a flash of light, and the first thing that he hears when crossing back into the material plane, and what everyone last hears as Aevis Zandiri walks off, is the sound of a very loud, very powerful gunshot. And that is where we are now. So, Arakion, at the moment you are slowly making your way back to consciousness. Bigby, you are kneeling over Arakion's body, torn, devastated, seeing your best friend fall at the hands of his asshole of an uncle. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of backtracking here for Bigby, because at this Bigby, but still with the same context. So,
Okay.
not necessarily a lot, but Bigby, as of right now, you are still kneeling in right next to Arakion's body, devastated, as you had just seen your closest friend die. You hear Yuri and Aevis going off at each other, but you're not paying attention to them. You don't really care about them right now, aside from the fact that deep down you really want to kill Aevis. Eventually you see Rogue and Charisse also make their way over to you. And as Yuri and Aevis are going off on their arguments, you see Charisse. You see both of them are also devastated as well. And Rogue is just like, no, this can't happen. This can't happen. Charisse sits there for a moment, lightly holding Arakion's head, which still has a very grotesque bullet wound along the side of his face. And without much of a hesitation, you see her going through her bag, pulling out a diamond. She looks to you She says, I don't have much time, but if I'm right, this might be able to bring him back.
Bigby, who's just been wailing at Arakion's side, sort of turns some attention to her and says, please do anything that you think could help.
She nods, brings the diamond to his chest, and you see her muttering some form of incantation. The diamond in her hand begins to glow, at first sort of a warm amberish color before it starts to turn a bright gold. You see that as she does, the wound along Arakion's face begins to heal. Not to the point of recovering his face entirely, but the point of it actually still being healed, yet still scarred. Seconds passed by, minutes. Rogue just kind of looks to Charisse and is like, what the hell is taking so long?
It did something, it has to be working.
Charisse looks at both of you, is like, I don't know, maybe Arakion's spirit is in some sort of limbo. And before she can say anything else, you see the diamond, as it glows, starts to crumble to dust as the spell finishes. A second goes by. 2 seconds. Very lightly, very subtly, as if eventually trying to regain moments of breath. You see Arakion's chest begin to rise and fall. And you see both Charisse and Rogue just let out a sigh of relief at this moment. But before any of you can say anything else, everyone in the room, Arakion included at this point, hears the sound of a very loud, very powerful gunshot. Oh. The walls around the room shake a little bit. You see dust start to fall off of bits of the area and whatnot. Arakion, at that point, you wake up as suddenly as you did in the realm between, but this time more startled to the fact that you just heard a gunshot while you were coming to consciousness. Among everything else, Arakion. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Before, I guess focusing on the gunshot, he's just gonna crack his neck. He's like, oh, jeez. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Arakion, as you're coming to consciousness, the first thing you feel is very, very sore. And a decent headache as well.
Oh. And then he's firstly he's gonna notice that Bigby and Charisse are there. And then I guess the gunshot, also he notices that everybody's looking in the direction of that gunshot, so he's just looking around, like what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
as soon as Arakion has started to stretch, Bigby's completely leapt into his arms.
Oh. And then he's gonna just He's just gonna hug back.
I'm so glad you made it.
Honestly, I didn't notice if I didn't know if I was ever going to.
That's the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. Not you coming back, but
But I can't
dying.
imagine how that must have looked. Oh, yeah.
No, you're good. As this is happening, and everyone at this point, including Yuri, is turning to the direction of the gunshot, you hear the sound of footsteps, metallic, whirring, grinding, as you see coming out from the hallway is Elwyn. His partly mechanized body covered in red, and in his arm, dragging alongside him, you see a body. You guys watch as everyone around him clears space to give him a pathway. He throws the body kind of into the ring, not directly next to you, but kind of across from where Arakion and Bigby are. And you see that it's Aevis. Dead. With a very large hole in his chest. You see, after this, Elwyn looks towards you, Arakion, in almost surprise, but in also relief, as he kind of makes his way over to you and goes, "I thought you were dead."
Yeah, it takes a moment to connect the dots in his brain. Not only did he come back from the dead, but also he was talking to Big B, and then he heard gunshots, and then his uncle is dead, and he's like, he is speechless right now, like not able to form words. You can see him attempt to. By the way, he's like babbling.
You see Elwyn smile and then turn to the rest of the lions that are inside the Great Hall of the Den as he goes, "The Red Lion is done. His rule is now over. And as the one who killed him, I wish to claim the title of Banlord for the Lions for myself." And at this, you see a lot of people kind of start to talk a little bit. Some of which are unsure if such a machination as what Elwyn is now should even have the right to become Banlord, or whether or not the fact that he isn't necessarily a lion plays in part to the whole situation. But after all this, you see Nightclaw make his way forward and goes, "The matter of this delegation, fuck it. Elwyn has slain the Banlord of the Lions, and through that, he does still claim the rights. Looks to you, Arakion, and goes, unless you are in some disagreement.
No, not at all.
Nightclaw nods his head, takes Elwyn's wrist, holds it up in the air as if he's a champion in a fight ring, and then goes, Hail, Elwyn Murdoch, Banlord of the Lions. And you see, through some, though some have disagreement about it, and most usually don't, you see everyone else chant the same thing. Hail Elwyn, hail the Banlord. After a little bit, everyone disperses, leaving you guys, Charisse, Rogue, and Elwyn in the hall. Charisse kind of looks to you, Arakion, and goes, how are you feeling?
Alive. That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't, normally I wouldn't be able to do it, but without the material component, which I had to ransack from the storage house, but honestly, I think it was kind of worth it overall. I know you probably would have disagreed with me if I told you before you guys started the duel but let's be honest, there's no way that you had any justification or whatever for dying on us.
It was fair and square. Though, in a way, I'm glad you did. I couldn't very well leave Bigby all alone. It's cruel out here, and if I can make it better for him, then I'll stay alive twice over.
I think you could make it better for everyone. It's more than just me that needs you around.
Me? I highly doubt that. Me? I highly doubt that.
You protect all of us, the entire group.
He's right.
Yuri? But I guess what I said to you turned out to be true, huh? Earlier.
You jackass. I'm glad you're okay.
Well, and then he's gonna make an attempt to actually like stand up, and immediately falters back on his ass.
Yeah, and as you do, just in the couple of seconds of recovering on that, you see Rogue just punch you in the shoulder. She just kind of looks at you sternly. Is like, if you die on us again, you bastard, I'm coming down to wherever you go and killing you myself. You hear?
Okay. Point taken.
Elwyn kind of turns to you all and goes, you guys can stay here for as long as he needs, and anything of ours at this point, you guys can have access to, and you just see everything just kind of, you can just see his face just kind of blink for a sec as he's just now realizing the consequences of his actions and is like, oh shit, did I really just become the leader of this asshole group?
Yeah. Honestly, even if you didn't leave him, even if you didn't kill him, I was done with him. That whole interaction, this fight, me losing, that's how it was supposed to go down. So, the fact that I'm even alive now, I would have just left him alone, knowing that at least I'm the only one who could ever bring him down to that. But I'm still, I'm thankful that you did what you did. Because knowing him, who knows what he was trying to plan.
Elwin kind of nods and is like, well, even if you were done with him, I wasn't.
I can understand.
Charisse kind of slowly gets up, dusting off herself, and goes, well, I guess I should probably get in contact with Onyx, let him know that the whole Spelltech Raiders situation is settled, and I'm guessing we're probably going to have more allies within the coalition. And you see that Elwin just kind of tilts his head and is like, wait, what coalition?
Yeah, Sharice. What coalition?
Charisse just kind of looks to Elwin and is like, there was kind of a reason why Arakion came back to Kaliona, and it wasn't to deal with Aevis. We're a part of a revolution to try and unite the Outlands again. And we were trying to get allies within the Night Heralds, but they were still pissed off that you attacked them at the Crescent Hollow with Liza. Elwin is just like, oh yeah. You know, part of me thought that was a dream.
Yeah, it was an interesting offer. Though, Sharice, if I'm being honest, I still don't know if I even trust him 100%. But if it has the possibility to stop all this, then I guess I'm all for it.
I'm not gonna get into all the details if I don't have to, but at the very least, over here in Kaliona, we can at least discuss the possibility of at least a beginning of a alliance. You see Elwin kind of look to the rest of you and go, well, I don't know about this Onyx person, but if you guys are wanting to try and make the Outlands less Outlands, then honestly, I'm all for it. Maybe we could have this maybe we could have him come here to Leona to maybe discuss things one-on-one.
That could be ideal.
Therese kind of nods and is like, I'll make contact with him, see if he can make it out here. And then quickly departs.
But he's gonna stop Therese before he leaves. Before she leaves.
Just
And he's
kind of
gonna
turns.
say,
Yep, go ahead.
he's gonna say that also includes you, Charisse.
What also includes me?
Me being done with you with everything. Our beef. You save. Never forget that. Thank you.
You see, she kind of looks surprised. And is like, okay, who are you and what happened to the green asshole I used to be friends with?
That was Frey's Fugger. He died. You're now speaking to the White Lion.
You see, she's still confused, but she kind of gives a bit of a smile and is like, I appreciate that you forgive me after everything, but I don't know, this just seems kind of weird because just yesterday we were having this argument about the morality of stuff.
Well, I was blinded. I was blinded by rage, hurt, betrayal. But I see now that you, maybe not Robert, but you and Elwyn, you both care for me, as Big B cares for me, and as I care for you.
She just kind of gives a bit of a nod and then makes her leave again. And you kind of see Rogue be like, oh yeah, where the fuck is that half-orc?
Oh, yeah. Elwyn,
Yeah.
I may be, now that I'm back to life, and I may be, less, I guess, less, I don't even know a word for it. Bad-ish, kind of, brooding, but one last thing, I want you at least a favor for me as your decree. Could you kick Robert out? Just send him on his way. No.
You see,
Or at
smiles
least, at
and
the
goes,
very least, just demote him.
you see, he just kind of chuckles and is like, I will. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about kicking him out because, well, honestly, I don't remember him being as much of an asshole as you say he has been for the last 10, 15 years, but I'll at least have Nightclaw talk to him, see if he is willing to reconcile and not necessarily take Avis's side on things, or if he's just going to still keep the same views or whatnot. But we'll see what happens.
Cool.
And I will say at this point, if you do if you do want to be a part of the Lions again, I could still use a weapons specialist.
I'd love to, but I can't right now. I have a duty to my friends.
Fair enough. But even if you won't take the title, I'd say at this point you're a member of the Lions as much as anyone else here.
Thank you. It's still nice that I don't have to run away from here anymore.
Yeah, I'll make sure that the posters are taken down. There's probably still going to be some loyalists to Aevis around, but this is going to be a change for the Lions. For the better, I think.
I think so too.
We can finally have a clan that we always wanted to have resurface again.
Yeah, but it's a shame that that if this thing with the coalition works out, there won't be any more clans. It'll just be the country.
Perhaps. But even if that's the case, I'll still make sure you always have a home in Caliona.
Thank you. And it's good to have you back, by the way. I don't know if I've said that before, but it is good to have you back.
It's good to be back, though I will say the manner of so is probably more the
Not
weirder
ideal.
part here. Definitely not.
Though
There's
the way you did just blow a hole in Avis does kind of give you excellent power. So it's a sort of a upgrade, I guess, but not really.
spell tech isn't necessarily my favorite thing. Nothing against you or Roberts, but the way that it's currently a part of me, the way it's grafted, just there's still a few things I need to resolve. And I guess so do you.
Indeed.
I remember there's a woman out here that I came over with, a halfling, I think.
Liza?
She's a changeling, not a halfling.
Oh.
Though
I
I will say that I do think there is some ties between the two. I'll admit, I don't remember much about events prior to coming to the Outlands. But I do remember that changelings, for some reason, weren't that uncommon where I was.
I'm not sure what to. Hello?
Nope, I can hear you.
Oh. Everybody went silent there for a second. Hang on. Alright. Now, continue.
Let's see, where did I leave off? Yeah. From what I can remember from my time before coming back to the Outlands, changelings like Liza weren't that uncommon. But I don't think they were treated as well as maybe some of regular citizens.
That's. Were they regarded as, like, otherworldly beings or something?
I'm not sure, but I at least remember seeing others like her before. It's one of the reasons why the two of us allied with each other to begin with. She said she knew of the pain that I had been inflicted on me and wanted to find a way to gain power to seek justice for those who did the same to her, or something along those lines.
Oh. Well, I may or may not have also maybe mutilated her, sort of, if you didn't notice.
Yeah, she really hated you.
Hey, she had it coming.
Regardless, I'm fairly certain that if word across the Outlands came that Aevis was dead and I took his place, the halfling woman that came with me, she'll eventually find out.
Now, out of character, this halfling woman is that one woman I did business with, correct?
Yes, the halfling woman is Adele Barbrook.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. All right. So he's gonna respond. Yeah, I will. I have a way of dealing with that. Speaking of which, we're gonna need Liza's body to send it back to Alicia.
I'm sorry, you want to do what with who now?
We need to send her body back to her home so she can be dealt with by her people. I'm not gonna mail her head in a box or anything like that. No, I'm just gonna find a way to transfer her body over to the Crescent Hollow so that they can deal with their dead as they see fit.
I'll have someone take it from the cavern, and I don't know, this seems very weird, but you know what?
Well, on that note,
But yeah, for the time being, you guys can explore the rest of the settlements. I don't know if any of the old vendors that I remember are still here.
Oh, wait, out of character. What?
Vendors, shopkeepers.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you said fenders. Yeah. He is actually going to say to the rest of the party, he's going to say, well, I had said this before the fight, but I guess now that it's over, how would you guys like a drink?
I don't know. I'm a bit of a lightweight, but I'll join y'all.
I'm down.
On
You turn
Rogue.
to Rogue to you see Rogue. Turn to Rogue to see if she'll reply. She's gone.
Don't tell Rogue this, but it's on her.
Yes, sir.
Shall we, Bigby?
What was it?
I said, shall we, Bigby?
We shall.
Yeah. You guys make your way out of the lion's den. Across the way, Arakion, back to the tavern that you went to the previous night. You didn't really pay attention to the name of the tavern at the moment, but as of right now, you can see the sign out there that says the Main and Mighty Tavern.
All right, and he's actually going to locate Rogue and see if she's there.
You open. I'm gonna say, give me a perception check.
Ah, shit. Okay. First one. Oh wait, I still yeah, hang on, I'm still dead. Let me fix that.
Oh yeah, you might want to bump up to 1 hit point right now
Yeah.
because revivify.
Yay, resurrection time. And you said perception, right?
Yes, I did.
And okay, so my rolls from the last game are still carrying on.
And you don't have your luck points at the moment. Damn.
I used them.
Yes, you did. You don't see Rogue at the moment, but there are still a good bit of the tavern here for some reason are also halflings, so that could also play in part.
Well.
I know, isn't that weird?
Wow. Okay. So he's going to he's going to look around just even more, and also at the other party members, and says, we should probably find her before we start ordering.
That's smart.
Just in case. I don't want her to kill me a second time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you guys roll at the moment. Actually, no, fuck it. Fuck it, yeah. Yuri, Big B, make perception checks.
Okay, I gotta reload my character sheet.
Yuri's blind.
You're blind as a fucking bat.
Why is everyone blind?
Well, I mean, okay, to be fair, 12 isn't that bad of a roll.
Hey, I got a 19.
There we go.
Let's go.
Okay. So between the three of you, you do manage to find Rogue. And convince her to pay for your guys' tab for some reason that she's not happy about. Big B. As you are as you're also looking for Rogue, there is something else that catches your eye. It looks to be a figure that's kind of more off to the side of the tavern than anything else. But the way that this figure looks is not necessarily. He doesn't look like he's he's menacing or anything, but the only thing that you can tell is that there is something off about this figure.
Well, we're dead.
I'm just gonna kind of point him out and be like, does he look weird to you guys? Or is that just me?
Yeah. As Bigby points out this figure, you see that it is a taller figure in what looks to be a set of armor with a matching cloak and hat that is like concealing most of the figure's facial features. Which that normally in itself would look suspicious, but there's also the fact that when you see this figure walk, it's wobbly at best. It's really a weird sight for some reason.
Okay, wait. Just that last part for me had gone static. Sorry.
I said that as
Yeah,
like
that last part.
so like his appearance itself is like considering that most of the tavern people out here are drinking and whatnot and not like wearing suspicious clothes to conceal themselves and whatnot. The only other thing that you find weird is that when this figure is walking, it's like various parts of his body are wobbly as he's walking.
Uh-oh. Are you guys sure that this isn't the horror episode?
No, October's passed, sadly.
Okay. And he's gonna look to Bigby and as well as the rest of the party, just like stay behind me.
Be careful.
And he's gonna walk forward towards it.
Yeah, you make your way forward. The figure turns its head towards you and goes, yes, can I help you?
Hello there.
Hello?
Hi, I just wanted to compliment you on your robe.
Oh, thank
Mind
you,
if
thank
I
you.
see some more of it?
Sorry, excuse me?
Mind if I like stand up? Let me see the full thing. Come on, show it off.
Just kind of leans in and is like, are you coming on to me or anything? Like, I'm not one to judge, but...
No. Oh. Oh gosh. Huh. I'm trying to okay, so this guy doesn't seem mysterious at all. Then we were picking up nothing.
Yeah, no. The one other thing you can notice is that when this guy is speaking, it's obviously a higher pitched voice, but you can tell that that this figure is trying to sound gruff.
Trying to.
Very poorly, I might add.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Nothing like that. a person. I'm just trying to compliment on your robes. You stand out from the crowd, obviously, and I wanted to, you see the mix, and maybe where I can get some of my own.
Oh shit. Sorry. Sorry. It's just the way you kind of said that and whatnot. But you see, as this figure is kind of turning, it's still very weird because it's like you can see the figure turning towards you, but for some reason it's like in sections.
And what? He's what? In sections?
Yeah, it like sections of
does
three.
He like split himself into thirds? So he just splits himself into thirds?
No, not splitting. It's like one part turns while the others don't, and then like the other two eventually turn that same direction in sort of like a delay moment.
You put this in the game.
But not necessarily as if it's like a slow motion. It's like abrupt and whatnot.
What's going? I'm like so incredibly.
It's what I think it is. I might be.
Okay. All right. And you're saying no one else can see this at all, or at least one is able to see this.
Nobody else is paying attention to this for some reason. Probably because they're drunk.
Oh. Oh, paying attention. So this is real. Okay.
Oh,
So
it's
this is
very
like
real.
some Okay, then clearly this guy poses a threat. So okay, gonna say, all right, I got it. So I can clearly tell that this is made by an excellent manufacturer. So I would like to say thank you for allowing me to see the craftsmanship, and hopefully I can get one made for me as well. What did you say your name was, if you don't mind?
Sorry, my name?
If you don't mind.
Seems kind of bizarre considering you haven't really given me your name.
Okay. Usually, if somebody, he's gonna kind of like say himself. He's gonna say, like, usually when you give a compliment, that's what happens when you exchange names. I am Arakion, the White Lion, and I'm sure you've heard of me. I just died. And you are?
Before I get into that, Bigby, can you give me an insight check?
Oh man. Okay.
This is creepy.
17.
That's some damn demon.
All right, now I got to do something here.
I don't like that you have to do something here.
No, I don't like that I have to do this either, but you know what? It's for the humor. It's for humor. I promise.
He's doing this fucking. Oh my god. I cannot believe. I could be also wrong about this guess, but I think he's doing something.
Nah, this thing is. It's gonna show us its real face, and it's gonna crawl inside of us, like in Smile.
Oh, I gotta see that movie. Heard it was good.
It is.
All right, Roz, would you mind checking your
To
DMs?
show us its real face.
Is this what I notice?
Oh no!
Yeah.
It actually is. You put this in the game.
Yes.
This is in the game.
We're so cooked.
No,
We're cooked.
I don't get it. What? You can't do this to me, man. All right, so yeah, he's gonna say, "Hey, what's your name?" Like, hey, me, I'm Arakion, he doesn't say like that, obviously, but like you know what I mean.
Dale?
I'm not really sure how to react to what I'm noticing.
Okay. Oh no.
I think I'm a little bewildered that Arakion hasn't noticed.
Oh god.
Oh, never mind.
So how about that name, huh?
I just told you. Dale.
Dale. I can't say I've met a Dale
No
before.
fucking hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Out of character. No, is the other one named Todd as well?
You don't know.
I'm really.
Where do you come from to get a name like Dale?
That's an uncommon name.
So so as this is happening, are like all of you like walking up to this figure as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm joining in. As soon as
Yeah.
I realize, I'm definitely stepping
Yeah,
over.
as soon as you join in and start talking, you see the figure kind of look down for a second. Is like, wait, Bigby?
Oh my fucking god.
That to me.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh shit! Hold on. What? You see the figure's like, guys, hold on, it's Bigby. You see with a hop of some sort, the figure gets shorter and shorter, and then just eventually the cloak comes off, and you see 3 fucking kobolds.
What is this game?
Do I recognize all of them or just one?
It was 3 of them. Bigby, all of which you recognize
Oh my gosh!
because they are your cousins,
Fuck.
Rigby, Digby, and Mimsy.
Oh my god!
That is awesome.
Regular show S kobold.
Wait, their names are what?
Rigby, Digby, and Mimsy.
Rigby? Oh my.
Yeah, and you see that Rigby was the one that was on top. Digby was the middle one, and Mimsy was on the bottom.
I'm gonna properly greet all 3 of them immediately. It's so good to
You
see you
see-
guys.
Yeah, Rigby is just like, dude, it's so good to see you too. What the fuck are you doing out here?
A very long story. What are you doing out here? And you couldn't think of a better disguise?
Biggs, what other disguise would work for kobolds? I mean, come on.
I knew something was off.
I mean, you could have tried like 2 on top of each other for a more realistic height.
You see, Mimsy is like, I told you guys that trying to do 3 is too much of a balance issue. And Digby was like, yeah, but then we would get mistaken for a dwarf. You really think that would be less suspicious? And you see the 3 just kind of start bantering with each other a little bit.
You know, it worked, I guess. You fooled my friend here. Looking at Arakion. I still can't believe he didn't notice.
After which, Rigby was like, yeah, so how long have you been with this scalehead?
That's a good question. It's been like a year or 2, right?
Yeah, just about. And by the way, Scalehead, that's a little bit much. I consider myself Scale.
Oh, well. Pleasure to meet you. Forget the whole Dale thing. My name's Rigby. That there's Digby, and she's Mimsy. Digby and Mimsy are just like, hi.
You don't say. And I suppose Big B's family?
Oh yeah, we're cousins.
I think I've told you I have a lot of
Wow.
cousins.
I remember you saying that, but honestly,
Oh yeah, no. Kobold families can get huge. Like we're not. I mean, granted, we're all from different sides of the family and whatnot, but each of us have like what? Digby, you said you have like what? 12 siblings? And Digby's just like 14 actually in a couple of months.
oh god.
Oh
I think I was at 10
Arikion's
last
eyes
time
get
I was
large.
home.
Yeah. And yeah, Mimsy is just like, anyway, yeah, guys, what's Bigby, what are you actually doing out here? I thought you weren't really a fan of the lions and whatnot.
Oh no, well, we kind of got dragged into this thing, and we had to come here. It really is confusing, but we shouldn't be here too long.
Yeah, honestly, neither should we. Last thing we need is that Rick Avis trying to figure out that more kobolds are going through the freaking tunnels.
You know, I think they're focused on other things in this clan now. You're probably good.
Wait. Do you see Digby's like, wait. What do you mean we're good?
Well, they've got a new leader.
They're all three of them are just like tilt their head and just like, huh?
Yeah, the leader got beaten in a duel, sort of. And so now somebody else is taking his place.
You see Mimsy is just like, time. Wait, okay, tell me. Is he cute? And you see both Digby and Rigby are just like, Mimsy. She's like, what?
I really couldn't tell you.
What, like not really your type, or?
I was more focused on the people dying kind of thing happening.
Rigby's just like, jeez, what the fuck happened in your life in the last 2 years?
Too much. A lot of shit goes on outside of the tunnels.
Yeah, they do. Actually, speaking of which, the rest of the family misses you like fucking crazy.
I know I should visit, but I don't know. I want to come back with something. Proof I've been busy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. But no, the only reason that we came in here is because three of us actually got promoted to being lead tradesmen in throughout the rest of the tunnels. Though for some reason they decided to stick us here in Caliona. I just don't really understand why, but
Well, congratulations on the raise, at least.
Mimsy is like, yeah, it's better than actually being one of the tunnel diggers. I heard a story once about this one person who accidentally dug a tunnel near Reaver territory. Oh man, no, that was a mess. That was a mess.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Digby is just like, yeah, I'm fairly certain that was. Thankfully, no one in our family. I think. But no, I heard that as soon as Reavers started to realize that something was burrowing its way underground their territory, they just started like throwing sticks of explosives in the holes and shit.
Terrible way to go.
Yeah. A lot of good kobold lives are lost every time in the tunnels, but that's honestly one of the reasons why there's always big families.
It's a part of what happens in our lives. It's natural.
Yeah. Though I did hear a rumor once. This is Rigby at this point. It's like I did hear a rumor once about this one party of tunnel diggers. They somehow managed to make their way across the border to the neighboring nation, and you see Digby is like, dude, that is just a myth, and you know it. That still has never been seen or even mapped. Rigby's just like, well, I mean, still, the fact that the rumor's been going around a lot more throughout the actual caverns themselves is actually something.
Hey, rumors don't start from nothing. It could be something similar that happened.
Rigby just points at his hand out. It's like, exactly. And also, I got this from a really, really reliable source. You guys remember, oh god, what was his name? You guys remember Terrace? Mimsy is just like, Rigby, Terrace was a con artist above ground. You cannot trust him.
Terrace sounds so familiar. Where do I know that from?
Roll me a history check.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh, 8. The worst roll in like so many weeks.
There are so many kobolds out there, and there's so many kobolds out within the caverns themselves. You're fairly certain you've met like multiple.
I'm trying to think. What are you talking about? The terrace with the weird hands, or the one that wore the green, or what about that one with the accent?
Digby is like, no. There's several of them that have accents. There's the one that has there's the one that has the sort of more full Draconian accent because of the fact that for some reason that family speaks Draconic more than common.
I remember that one. That's not what I was thinking of.
Yeah, no, there's the one that there's one that actually got kicked out from the neighboring nation. Might be him. And Rigby's like, yeah, no, that's the guy I'm talking about. And Mimsy is like, he's still a fucking con artist. And then Digby's like, then there's the one that actually, I don't remember where the third one's from, but for some reason he speaks. For some reason he has more of a. I want to say more of an Elvish accent for some weird reason.
That guy, yeah, he always weirded me out. I can't say I remember the one you're talking about though.
Yeah, actually, Rigby's like,
got the information.
Yeah, Rigby's like, yeah, no, the one I'm thinking of actually is like one of the marks, like the ones you see within that one clan, the marked militia. Those guys are also very weird. They don't like to deal with other people from the Outlands unless they are also marked. So seems kind of ridiculous if you ask me. But no, he was saying that he was working on digging a tunnel back to Tyrus back to Tyrus, even though technically he can't really go back.
So he's trying to sneak back?
Digby's like, yeah, but the only problem is those who are of those who are of the mark technically can't. The reason they're called that is because of that brand that they usually see on their arms. I heard from I heard from old Baba that those marks that they have are actually some sort of like magic situation.
Surely that much can't be real.
Mimsy is like, well, I will say I have spoken to some of the other marked within the Outlands, and I mean, it is possible. There was one of the marked that our uncle used to talk to years ago. I don't remember her name, but her last name was like, I think her last name was like Davari something.
Oh, can't say it rings a bell.
Yeah, no. But no. Last our uncle said, this Davari woman, this was like years ago. I honestly don't know how many years because, well, last I checked, that uncle actually had amnesia of something. I don't know. But anyway, years ago, there was this alchemist woman who was actually one of the march, and she had like attempted like multiple times to try and get back to Tiris. But for some reason, she like maybe within a span of like a couple of weeks to a month of when she would be gone, she would find her way back to to Checkpoint Station and is thrown back out to the Outlands.
That's terrible.
Yeah, well, what more can you do at that point? I mean, and then you see Digby goes, that being said, I have heard of actual Outlanders making their way to Tiris before without having that issue. But I don't remember any of them being marked or whatnot. Granted, this is all like secondhand knowledge stuff. I mean, when you work in trades through tunnels, you can hear a lot of stuff going on. But no, I mean, I guess it is possible for Outlanders to make their way to Tiris without needing to come back, but I don't know, something about the march just automatically sends them back here.
Maybe they're outcasts or something.
Yeah. The only way to really find out is to either speak to someone that you know that is of the marked, or maybe speak with the marked militia themselves.
Could be an interesting adventure.
Yeah, Rigby kind of looks over and is like, yeah, but you guys are a bunch of clunks. Seriously, the marked militia doesn't like talking to anyone that doesn't really have any sort of ties to Tiris.
Surely they'd make an exception for a band of important travelers such as ourselves.
Yeah, if you guys were like bandlords, maybe. That's the only time where I've heard of any member of the militia talking to people.
I'm looking over at Arakion with a little grin on my face.
He grins back.
You see all three of the other kobolds are like, what are you guys planning?
We might know a guy.
What, you happen to be friends with this new bandlord?
I'm just best to know. And he just leaves it there.
Alright. You see Rigby is just like, alright, I don't know what you guys are planning, but I'm just going to say you're most likely crazy and sober. How about How about the three of us buy you guys a round of drinks on us? What do you say to that?
We've already got somebody paying.
Rogue just is off in the corner is like, yeah. Rogue's off in the corner is like, yeah, and I fucking hate you.
Thank you.
All right, well, if you guys are already getting drinks, then how about we just join you and we all get drunk?
Let's get to it.
That was fun.
Yeah. So for the rest of the night, you guys or for the rest of the day, actually, because technically it's still morning, you guys are.
Wow.
Hey, Arakion got shot in the head and then brought back to life. I'd say that earns him a morning drink. But yeah, you guys spend the rest of the night sharing booze with Rigby, Digby, and Mimsy. How drunk are you guys all planning to get right now?
I wasn't gonna get that drunk, but I mean, it's a family reunion.
Arakion?
I think Arakion would want to drink. Arakion would want to drink a lot, or at least enough to where it's like, hey, all of it doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take too long, but it does take a bit of a while to get to that point.
Hangover could be worse than death.
Oh God.
Speaking
of which, is my health point still at 0 by this point?
No, you're still at 1 hit point.
Oh God. 1 tap.
Yuri's only gonna drink a little bit.
So responsible.
So responsible. Yeah, more responsible than the kobolds and rogue. All 4 of them are just, at the very least, the 3 kobolds and rogue are just going for full plastered.
Not to mention, the kobolds could probably all like split a drink and get wasted off of it. They're so tiny.
Yeah, no. Rogue somehow convinced each of them to get their own pint, and you're already regretting what may happen.
We're gonna have a good time.
I believe on y'all.
Alright, so you guys, by the time you guys are done, I'd say it's about early to maybe mid-afternoon. You still have a good bit of the day to yourselves. Arakion and Bigby, I need you both to make me Constitution saving throws.
Man, oh man.
Good. I don't like this.
13.
Bigby and Arakion fall to their death, no longer moving. You got a Constitution.
I'm gonna get alcohol poisoning.
Oh.
Okay, so I will say after everything, both of you are technically drunk. But
I have my drunk voice on, yay.
Yeah, both of you are drunk, but not to the point of ridiculousness, I will say. The other 3 kobolds, however, are definitely drunk. And actually, I'm going to roll a con save for... Yeah, no, Rogue is also drunk. You're fine because you're actually smart. But as of right now, the rest of the day is yours to do with what you wish.
Huh. You guys go.
What was that? You cut out a little bit, Angel.
I said, you guys go first.
On what
Okay.
we're doing?
For the rest of the day. So
Yeah.
Dude.
The rest of the day.
yeah, let's go with Big B. What are you going to be doing for the rest of the day?
Day drinking and passing out.
Oh my god. Yuri, what about you?
Yuri sits there, contemplating how he once again has become the dad of the group, and he's going to wait
What?
to get us to the same place after. So he's
Yeah. Which for you being the dad isn't unfamiliar territory for you. The unfamiliar part of this is being a dad to quote unquote children that are able to drink.
a fair point. Yeah.
Arakion, what about you?
Arakion, he is going to, after he's done his shit, he's gonna go to his room or to a medic place or some place to nurse his wounds before he gets fucking shot by someone.
All right, so yeah, you leave the tavern, you go off to get a rest. Before you do, you see that, like, as you're getting back to the lion's den and making your way to your room, you see Charisse walking out, immediately sees you and is like, "Oh, Arakion, hey, oh dear gods, are you drunk?"
No.
All right. Actually, now I need to check something.
Is Sharice also drunk? That'd be hilarious.
No, she is not drunk, and even if she was, you wouldn't be able to tell. No, she doesn't. Okay. I was checking to see if she had lesser restoration.
She had what?
I was checking to see if she had lesser restoration so she would cure your drunkenness, but she doesn't.
Damn.
So
And
she's just
Arakion say her says, "Oh, wait.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Charisse just kind of sighs and chuckles a little bit and is like, "All right, here, I'll help you back to your room."
Thank you. I need to. I need to serve her nurse my wounds and health.
Yeah, all right.
I'm falling.
All right. Come on, buddy, come on.
Falls on it.
Yeah. Yeah, she takes you and starts to hey Lou. But yeah, she helps you to your bed, sets you down, and is like, "Well, I did talk to Onyx. He's on his way here. And if we're lucky, conversations are going to take maybe a couple of days or so to kind of iron everything out."
He's coming here now. He can't
Yeah.
see me like this. We need to evacuate.
Yeah, no. You rest. He's not going to be here at least for another day.
Oh, that's, I'm sort of shrunk, so shrunk.
Yeah, all right. You rest for a little bit. I'll maybe get some water, food for when you wake up. But yeah, you go to sleep.
Yes.
That being said, does she have a sleep spell? She does not.
He just falls asleep.
Yeah, you just conk the fuck out. Not even really worried about
chewing.
Yeah. That being said, hi Lou.
Hello. Hello.
So long story short, Arakion and
You would not.
Arakion Doodle's uncle failed and died. Was brought back to life. His uncle was shot by his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And now, basically, long story short, almost everyone is in the tavern getting drunk with 3 of Big B's cousins who played the 3 kobolds in a trench coat trope.
Right.
So, as this is all happening, where would Icarus be at the moment?
I have no fucking idea. Best bet is with Nugget.
Yeah, you're just kind of, I'd say at this point you'd be just kind of, excuse me. You are, I'd say you're probably outside of the tavern, just kind of leaning back on Nugget, listening to all of the fun stuff that is happening outside and whatnot. And as you were just kind of leaning back, you hear a familiar voice go, "This group is an interesting bunch." You kind of turn to where the voice is, and you realize that within your shadow that is kind of stretched across the tavern wall, you see your actual shadow is different itself to the silhouette of your patron and brother, and his only way you can know this is because, well, you've seen who he is and whatnot, and you can see the glowing eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I will say,
okay.
I will say that Arakion is not at all what I would expect him to be.
And why would that be?
He had a chance to let his life here go when he fell. But his ties to this plane are strong, and his ties to his friends are even stronger. It's a quality in mortal life that I almost envy.
You realize most mortals are like this.
You do realize that I spend most of my time with the dead, right?
Which are all mortals. Because they died.
A fair statement, but in death, most either are so fixated with their past that it corrupts them into becoming the specters and ghosts that most see here, or they truly they feel as if they finally know the peace in which they have yearned for.
Right.
You certainly have gotten stronger, I will admit.
Well, yes. That typically happens as time goes on and you experience battle.
I suppose it is. You still have a ways to go before you can completely confront her, unfortunately.
Oh, I am aware of that.
There is one way that we might be able to level the playing field, at least a small amount.
And that would be.
It's come to my attention that there is a family within the nation of Tyrus that has entered a generational contract with our mother.
Right.
Well, such things are unusual and whatnot, but this particular one seems older. As if it may have occurred sometime in what the mortals would call the first or second era. If you were to break the pact between this family and our mother, then that might make it so that she would lose some of her power within the material plane.
Might as well. I know where to drag this ragtag group of mortals next, then.
Before you make your way to Tyrus, I will say you must eventually make your way back to the Sisters of the Flame, and you need to confront the daughter of the alchemist.
Alright.
And, if at all possible, see if you can avoid our brother while you're at it.
That's gonna be highly unlikely.
He does have a bad habit of always finding what he's looking for, but I do fear what his
hiding.
I do fear what his intentions are here on the material plane, but as of right now, they are not of major concern, in my opinion. There is one last thing I am curious about, Hikari.
Right. Yes, and that would be...
Throughout this quest of yours, in which our pact is formed, do you wish to reclaim some form of divinity that you lost?
Christian, for the story mode moves. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyway. Back to the moment at hand. See your brother, or the silhouette of your brother, turn to you and go, throughout this quest, that which our pact is well, everyone's dropping out. With that, you see your brother's silhouetted shadow arm sort of reaching out to almost to touch your shoulder, which, as it being a shadow, is very weird, but for some reason, the actual shadow itself does form into a shadowed silhouette arm to actually reach out to you. It feels cold, but it feels like there is something there as he says, I will help in whatever way I can. You know this, but I do pray that I never have to carry your spirit across.
I doubt I would ever give you the opportunity to do that.
The arm retreats, and the shadow itself begins to sort of deform and dissipate into your actual shadow. As you continue to listen to the rest of the tavern inside, as the day continues on. And that, I think, is a good spot to call it for the night. So, thank you guys for playing. Thank everyone else for watching. Hopefully we'll have another session next week, Tuesday. And we'll see where things go from there. So with that, I will say good night.
Good night.